Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another story time with me. And today, I'm going to read another cool Blue's Clues story, which is this Magenta Super Sleepover. And look, there's Blue and Magenta and Tina Talk ready to have a sleepover. Do you want to read it with me? You do? Great. Here we go. Magenta Super Sleepover. Magenta was so excited. She was going to her very first sleepover at her friend Blue's house. What would it be like to sleep away from home? She wondered. Look, Magenta's packing her things for a sleepover at Blue's house. Magenta packed everything she needed and hurried into Blue's house. Halfway there, she stopped. Uh-oh, she cried. I forgot something. Magenta ran back home. There you are, she said, as she picked up her big, soft pink blanket. I can never fall asleep without you. As Blue knocked on Blue's door, she was excited, but also a little nervous about her first sleepover. I'm so happy you're here, Blue exclaimed. Let's put on a puppet play. Could we use our blanket for the curtain? Okay, Magenta said slowly. Blue showed Magenta all of her puppets. Do you have a princess puppet? Asked Magenta. I always play the princess. No, said Blue, but you could be the unicorn. And I'll be the bunny. I know, Magenta laughed. Let's call our play The Bunny and the Unicorn Have a Sleepover. That's a great idea for a title for a play. Magenta and Blue put on a play for Mr. Salt, Miss Pepper, Cinnamon, and Paprika. When it was almost over, Magenta said, then the unicorn fell fast asleep under the moon and stars. Blue quickly added, the bunny fell asleep too, and she dreamed of all the sorts of things she and the unicorn could do in the morning. The end. The audience clapped and shouted, Magnifique! Time for dinner, said Mr. Salt. Magenta followed Blue into the kitchen. What's for dinner? Asked Blue. Pepperoni pizza, said Miss Pepper. Magenta didn't know what to do. She wasn't sure if she would like pepperoni pizza. I usually have plain pizza, Magenta told Blue quietly. Oh, I love pepperoni. Give it a try, Blue encouraged. Slowly, Magenta took a small taste of the pizza. It was chewy and salty and delicious, she cried. She ate a big piece. And look, there's pepperoni pizza, Ben's favorite food. Would you like some grape juice? Asked Mr. Salt. Oh, yes, said Magenta. I love grape juice. But as she reached for a glass, she accidentally knocked it over. Oh, no! She cried as grape juice spilled all over her pink blanket. Don't worry, said Miss Pepper. I'll wash your blanket right away. I hope I get my blanket back soon, Magenta said softly. I'm sure it'll be clean by the time we go to bed. Blue reassured her friend. After dinner, Blue and Magenta got into their pajamas. Is it time for a bedtime story? Asked Kitty. Almost, said Blue. Let's brush our teeth and then read a book. Blue, said Magenta. At home, I need a story first, and then I brush my teeth. Blue thought for a minute. I know, she said. Why don't I brush my teeth before we read the book, and you can brush your teeth after we read the book? Great idea, said Magenta. Look, there's Blue Magenta in her pajamas, comfy and cozy. Blue brushed her teeth, and then she and Magenta read a story. When they were finished, Magenta asked, "Do you think Mrs. Pepper will have my blanket clean before we go to bed?" "I'm sure she will," said Blue. "What do you think? Will Miss Pepper have Magenta's blanket clean before she and Blue go to bed?" "I think so too." After Magenta brushed her teeth, she sat down on the bed. It didn't feel quite like her bed at home. "I wonder if having a sleepover at Blue's house was such a good idea," she thought. "Blue," Magenta said quietly, "I don't think I can go to sleep without my blanket." "I know how you feel," said Blue. "I don't like to sleep without polka dots. Let's tell funny stories until your blanket is ready." "Look, there's Blue and polka dots." Soon, Blue and Magenta were giggling so hard that they didn't hear Miss Pepper come into the room. "Here it is, good as new," cried Miss Pepper, handing Magenta's clean blanket to her. "Oh, thank you!" squealed Magenta, hugging her blanket. "Now I can go to sleep." "Good night," said Miss Pepper, turning off the light. "Good night," Blue and Magenta said softly. Magenta covered her bed with a pink blanket. "Blue, what if I still can't fall asleep?" she asked. "Well, what do you do at home to help you go to sleep?" asked Blue. "I looked at the stars and make lots of wishes," Magenta said. "We can do that here too," said Blue. She opened the window shade so that they could see the stars in the night sky. "Oh, thank you, Blue," said Magenta. "The stars here look just like they do at home." Blue and Magenta crawled on their covers. "Good night, Magenta," murmured Blue sleepily. "Good night, Blue," Magenta whispered. "Look, there are the moon and stars." Then Magenta watched the stars twinkle in the sky until she fell fast asleep. The end. Wow! That was such a great story. Thank you so much for having story time with me. Be on the lookout for more story time videos with me very soon. Until then, good night, everyone.